So, disclaimer for this video. This video is very unfiltered, so I use adult language. So, if you don't want to hear me cuss, I'm sorry. This podcast is going to have cussing in it. It's going to be unfiltered. This world is unfiltered, and the only way you can get through them is if you talk like them. But I don't just cuss randomly. The cussing is strategic in a way. So, I just want to say that. That's all. What's Coochie, everybody? Welcome back to the Holla Ji podcast. Holla Ji podcast. Holla Ji podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 10 of Holla Ji podcast. We in the double digits. What? We in the double digits. What? How is everybody doing today? Hello, my people on YouTube. Hello, my people on my all streaming listening platforms. I am Jiayre, and this is my podcast. Where's my towel, though? I'm sweating. Oh my gosh, my towel. Oh, there it goes. Okay, never mind. Found it. But, welcome to episode 10. So before we really get into this, let me get all the credentials out the way. All my social media links are in the description box below for my YouTube viewers. But my social medias are literally all the same. Is Mr. with 2 R's _expressions. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, I believe. I believe it's TikTok. And yeah. So, I don't want to get lost, and I got a haircut too, so I'm very happy, so I can actually reveal my hair a little bit. Even though, at the time I'm filming this, it's very cold out. It's still the winter time in January. And I go, and I was like, ooh, Lord, there's a breeze on my head. And I realized I cut my hair today. So I'm happy I grabbed a hat because I was going to need that. And basically, yeah, I look good, and I look very much sexadicious, okay? But, guys, make sure you grab your water, because I have mine. Make sure you get relaxed. Make sure that if you're driving, make sure you are safe. Make sure if I make you laugh, make sure that your wheels are at 10 and 2, okay? So, this is actually going to be a little bit, a little eye-opening episode. I'm going to be doing a little bit of arts and crafts here. I'm actually going to be making some runes, actually. So basically, runes are like another source of divination for a lot of people. And so if you look at the title, we would definitely be talking about a lot of these topics when it comes to, spirituality and connecting. And I'm connecting with your higher power, what you consider to be higher power. Because a lot of people follow God, a lot of people follow Buddha, a lot of people follow the universe, a lot of people follow spirit, which you can say they're all the same thing, but celebrated and understood differently. Even though a lot are tied together in some religions and some faiths and just to some people. And so the first topic I guess I want to do is talk about minds. Wow, don't mind me. I'm just literally just going to be writing stuff on here and creating these while I talk to y'all. It's just, I'm getting my mind worked at. I like arts and crafts, okay? I really do. And so my spiritual journey really, I said this at the first episode of this podcast. And I said that my spiritual journey actually started not too long ago. I want to say it started like 2 years ago when I discovered tarot as a divination tool. So how I discovered like tarot and how I discovered how I wanted to, find my faith in God a little differently, because I didn't want to what's the word I want to use? I didn't want to offend anybody when it came to my faith. I mean, I really haven't told anybody because I believe my faith is my my business. And so I really don't do it the way, my family does. I really don't do it the way a lot of people would think that I should, but I do it my own way. And I think the way that I'm doing it is very, very powerful. I think it's very, very connecting with me. And I don't find it to be too forceful. I don't find it to be too much for me. I find it just right without connecting it like people think I should connect with God. I don't want to shake nobody's shake. I say I don't want to shake nobody's shake. I don't want to burn nobody's shake. I want to get this out because I know a lot of people may struggle to find their right connection, their right religion. Because some people aren't Christians. Some people leave Christianity, and some people go to another, and some people don't even find another faith. They just stay spiritually connected, which you can stay spiritually connected without being a religion. Don't get me wrong. Having your spiritual connection does not have to do with your religion. A religion is actually human-made. A religion is actually a way that someone's created to say, this is how you connect with this. When all you really have to do is believe and connect. Like there's not really anything special you really have to do. So I just want to say, like, if you are struggling and you are trying to find the middle and you are trying to find this and that, do not force yourself to be comfortable in an uncomfortable position. I really hope that makes sense because a lot of people, I'm just going to say it because this podcast is supposed to be real. This podcast is supposed to be honest. This podcast is supposed to be a safe space. So it is going to be a safe space. A lot of people are... From my personal experiences, from what I've witnessed, especially being around Christianity, it is very much a peer pressure. And I'm saying it because it is so it's so much pressure trying to be a good Christian. It's so much pressure when Christians are trying to bring people into God. And I'm about to put air quotes because the way that a lot of Christians, well, basically all of them that I've witnessed, basically all of them, they use fear. It's in a way of manipulation. But don't get me wrong. I understand there's a lot of people, I'm going to say a lot because I know some of them do not. I know a lot of Christians that I know have good intentions behind it, but they are unaware that they are trying to manipulate people into coming into their faith. And that is such it is such a touchy subject because a lot of people will be like, oh, you do this, then why? No. You do da. And I want to put it out there because because constantly Christians do not understand how traumatizing it is. Especially when they start at a young age and they start manipulating their own kids and their children that come to the church, their children outside the church, children that don't want to be in the church. And it's scary because a lot of people don't know how much they're traumatizing their kids and they don't realize how much that trauma led from their childhood and now is going on passing this to generation to this generation to this generation. And it's an endless cycle. And I wish that a lot of people would let people live in the face that they want, in the way that they want to. If they don't believe in God, they don't believe in God. They don't want to come to the church, but they believe in God. Let them do that. And they always and the reason why the manipulation and the trauma, because they always wants to force the Bible in the situation. Personally, and I'm gonna say it. I don't care. Actually, no, I'm grown. I'm a grown ass man, so I'm gonna say it. I don't believe in half that Bible. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I discovered when the Bible was translated, rewritten, and older white man that didn't believe in women's rights, didn't believe in integration, didn't believe in minorities' rights, didn't believe that you could be yourself, didn't believe that everyone is true to themselves, didn't believe that white, pale people weren't the only superior people. No, these are rich people. Back in the day was conquering, had slaves, etc. They did not care for human rights but their own. And so the fact is, I know that people die, so I already know those people is burning in hell for putting words in God's mouth that wasn't even there to begin with. But then Christians nowadays just take that word and just keep on running. Without even thinking. Without even thinking. And it's so funny because it's the manipulation from the people who rewrote the Bible to now. And I don't blame the people now, even though, yes, it does make me a little mad. I'm sitting here like, do y'all study this Bible, but y'all don't study where it's rooted from? Like, I understand when you're in school and you have a textbook, you do not start from where that book is, where you don't start where that book was at. You just read it. But I know some of those scriptures, and I know some of the wording, and I know some of the phrases and how the story goes. I know some of those sound weird, and you have to interpret it yourself to try to express what God was trying to do in the Bible. And I understand the Bible is basically the hand manual to how to be like God, how to get to God in the end once this lifetime is over, if you believe in reincarnation. I'm gonna say that if you believe in reincarnation, I was for that. But once your lifespan is done. But I just don't believe in everything in the Bible. Now, does some of the stuff in the Bible make sense? Absolutely. Some of them doesn't. And for me being an African American black man, this actually is a trauma from generations of my ancestors who were in slavery. Because a lot of people don't know that religion was actually a way to manipulate slaves into acting right. And it's so funny because my brother was just watching that slave movie that Will Smith was in. I don't know the movie's name. I need to look it up. But he was watching that movie, and I remember there was a scene where Will literally lifted his hands up to God because he wanted to escape. And so I sat there and was like, that makes so much sense because the movies even portray this. The movies even make sense and it's true, but they don't see that. And again, I am not saying all that's in the Bible is not true. I'm not saying that because I believe in some of those stories are true. I believe that they interpreted it correctly. But a lot of those words were put into God's mouth. A lot of those words were put into his followers in the Bible. A lot of those words were rewritten to oppress the people that they targeted. And that's just, and a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people just go with it. But a lot of Christians who read the Bible understand that. And so they don't take everything in the Bible verbatim. They take what is true and they take what is love. Because Christians can be hypocrites when they say they want to spread love through the Bible when they're actually spreading hatred, bringing up all these flaws, bringing up shunning these people, and just throwing stones when they don't have, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated, okay. Ooh wee. Okay, but yeah, I guess growing up around it, and then you branch off by yourself. I go to college and I start hanging out and being around like-minded people, but people who have gifts and people who have understandings and people that really enlightened me, had me really motivated to do the research and just be like, so y'all believing this? Because I forgot when the Bible was rewritten. I don't actually care, but when I know it was years back before I was born, before my parents were born, actually before my grandparents were actually even born. Just way back when all the rights we have now didn't even was thought of. And so I guess that part of the spiritual, I got real passionate and real frustrated. So I apologize for that. And I apologize if I offended anybody who is Christian. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm not trying to say the way that you're spiritually connected with God is wrong. I'm just saying, pay attention to what they're trying to teach you and pay attention to how the Bible is trying to teach you, because all those things weren't what God said. And all my people that don't believe in God and they're more like a universe peoples, they're more like spirit people, I don't condone it. I just had to say this, especially with my experience around Christianity, my family being Christians and all that. So, I guess that was a rant that I had to get off my chest for a long time. And I've really, honestly, I feel 10 pounds light. Even though I have been losing weight. have been losing that pounds. But that made me feel so good. That made me feel so good to say what I just said. So, if I think I have to say something else, then I will come back to it. I doubt it. I don't think I do have to say anything else. But yeah, so let's get to the other topic about spirituality. If you are on YouTube and you have your own opinions about like the Bible, Christianity, and all that, just please leave a comment in the comments. I would love to hear your feedback on things. I would love to hear your experiences and what you understand and how you believe. Do you believe all the things in the Bible are true, or do you believe the same thing that I do, that Bible was rewritten to oppress and to sustain and control? So I'm gonna leave it there. Let's talk about soulmates and twin flames. Period. Pooh. I just wanted to get something a little light, a little bit fun off of that topic. But let's talk about soulmates and twin flames. Excuse me. So I want to talk about twin flames first, because a lot of people really don't meet their twin flames half the time, and lucky for y'all. I say that because a lot of people misunderstood twin flames. And a lot of people are honestly scared of twin flames. I honestly don't think you should be scared of your twin flame, even though being with your twin flame will be hell. I say that because I was with mine. I discovered mine about, I want to say 2 years ago. When did we stop? I'm trying to figure out when did we stop communicating? And I want to say it was a year or two ago, 1 or 2 years, where I was just like, you know what, we can be friends, we can do this. And it's so funny because I remember when I was talking to them and I was like, well, let me get your number so I can still keep in contact. And I remember I was going through my contacts about a year ago and I'm like, I don't even talk to this person. They know my socials, they know my Snap, they know my Instagram. So I remember I just deleted the number. And I don't remember ever texting them, so I don't think they even have my number. But a twin flame is someone, it's so, so your soul is, so your soul is split up in two. Your soul is split up in two. You keep one half, and your other half goes to someone else. And basically, to bring those souls back together, you must meet and interact with your person. Meet with that person. This person can be your friend. This person can be romantic, even though 9 times out of 10, they are romantic. But I know some that are platonic. And to say it lightly, when this person comes back, because when you meet this person, interact with this person, then you start bonding with this person, your life starts to change. Oh my gosh, I did not know that fell down. Your life starts to change in a way that is chaotic, confusing, frustrating, and chaotic. Because it's like a magnet when you finally meet this person. When you finally meet this person, when you finally interact with this person, it is just a back and forth type of energy. Now, don't get me wrong. For my people who have romantic twin flames, you guys can definitely make it work. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't, because that person is supposed to come in to show you something. And that's really what twin flames are supposed to do. Twin flames are supposed to enter your life to show you who you really are. And then your path to more self-discovery is always after. We're always on a self-discovery journey. But I do want to tell people that when you meet your twin flame, you start really thinking about, what the hell am I? Who the hell am I? Am I this? Am I that? Do I want to do this? Do I want to... you start really questioning everything about yourself and really questioning, do I really know me? For example, I guess with me, my personal experience, especially with my twin flame and I really, I want to say it was 2017. I literally just graduated high school. The summer of 2017 is really when we started to like really be around each other, really connect, really be on a whole different level. And that's when I was like attached, especially because it was romantic. I won't lie. It was really romantic. It was actually sexual at the same time. And so that person really opened my eyes to something that I thought I wanted, but something I did want. But one of the lessons that I learned from being with them was that what they were providing was not what I wanted in love. And as much as that hurt me for years, and I was actually in denial, I won't cap. I was actually in denial. But there was one day that it just hit me like, I just can't do this. And I want to say it was 2017. It had to be, we had to be going back and forth for like 4 years. Was it 4 years? Wait. It was, because we really just stopped like talking. We not cut each other off. We didn't cut each other off. We were just, they weren't on social media like that no more, and I just wasn't pressing them. It was 2021, because I think it was the summer of 2021, and I was about to go back for my last semester in the fall. Yeah, so it was 4 years. Some of them can be longer. Your twin flame journey can last longer. Mine's lasted 4 years. By the time I turned 18? No. I was 19. Yeah, because I was 18 senior year. So the time I turned 19 all the way to the time I turned 23. Because I'm 24 now. Yeah. That's when I was messing with that person. And I was so stressed. And every time, and it was literally like a moth to a flame, just getting ready to burn itself. Just getting ready to like just swim. No pun intended, by the way. I did not mean to say that. It wasn't a pun. But like, I feel like we were attracting each other and actually realizing a lot. And I think that they realized theirs before I did. Just by the way their presence was on social media, how they weren't really active as they used to. And I think that's what happened. But then when I opened up my eyes, of course, being the Cancer I am, being the emotional charged person I am, wanting to know how that person really felt about me, because there was always a part of me that loved that person. Regardless. Regardless of them literally like dangling a piece of meat and literally like baiting me into coming back, and then I fall for it all over again, and then I stand my ground, they act like this, and then I end up apologizing. It was, Lord have mercy. All of this love is toxic. All them kisses and hugging, not shit. Oh, you a damn drug, yeah. Toxic. Like, man. Problematic. What she say? You know that dick always been problematic. Or that pussy, like, you know, dramatics. Always doing acrobatic. Like, okay, Lonnie knew what she was doing when she wrote that song. I did not think about that. I gotta listen to that after this. But, back to that journey. Again, that journey is really supposed to teach you who you really are. It was supposed to show you, because now the flames are literally together. Again, inside you spiritually, of course. That flame is back to being whole. So now that after that journey it's so funny, because then after that journey, I started making music again. I started making music more. I started literally thinking about my podcast. I started thinking about where I wanted to go when I moved out of my parents' house. I was starting to think about how I wanted it to be branded. As much as I thought about that before, I took it as a joke. And I'm going to be honest with that. I took it as a joke because I wanted that quick fame. And then I finally realized that because I had an episode that quick fame will get you quickly forgotten, something like that. And I realized I wanted that longevity. And I knew that it took work, and now I have to put in the work. And it's really, I'm meant to be more. That's what that journey taught me. I'm meant to be more than rely on someone. You know, yes, I do have codependent tendencies. Honestly, who doesn't have codependent tendencies, you know? It's, especially when it comes to romance, especially when it comes to someone expressing themselves, especially when it comes to just feeling something. You want to have that feeling a lot. You want to have that feeling all the time. And that's why we tie ourselves to the wrong people, especially with toxic love. It's just ironic that my twin flame was a toxic love situation. So, couldn't be helped. So, let me move on. I hope that was enough. If you want to look up some more about twin flames, it's on Google. But that's my understanding and how I really got to where I am about my journey. So, before we go on break, because I will be going on break pretty soon, because I'm at 25 minutes, and you know, it's pretty good. I've been really in my bag when it comes to information. Trying to think, anything else I want to say about twin flames? I guess that, again, that was my experience. Some of you guys could have had yours, and it may resonate, because like everybody may or may not go through a twin flame journey. And if you do, you're going to make it through, baby, okay? You're going to make it through. Pray. Just get through it. If you haven't, you lucky. Almost cussed. You lucky person. I'm really trying to think of my words. I don't want to cuss. And so, yeah. And so that's what I really want to say about twin flames. So let's go to soulmates. Because everyone has multiple soulmates in this world. As for twin flames, I do want to say this. We only get one twin flame. Everybody has one twin flame. Everybody has one person that will trigger them. And that's basically a twin flame. Really trigger you, really identifying a big trigger that's supposed to be identified. Like what would trigger you in that situation. And so, soulmates are on a lighter note. Soulmates are souls that you have known for lifetimes. It is believed that we are reincarnated in different bodies every time our vessel passes, and our soul goes to different entity, body, soul, or whatever. So we have multiple soulmates. We have multiple. Well, I want to say we have one romantic soulmate, or we could have multiple romantic soulmates. But I know we have multiple soulmates, as in romantic, platonic, even familiar, even family can be soulmates. And it's fun when you start discovering people who are on that different wavelength, who are on that different but similar wavelength. Like when you're around them, it's like y'all already know each other for lifetimes, when really you have. You start bonding with them people quickly. You start bonding with those people on a whole different level, even when you literally just met this person yesterday. It's like you want to keep getting to know them. But at the same time, you already kind of do. And so it's very amazing, because a lot of times we meet our soulmates. We don't meet all of them. I'm going to be honest with you. We do not meet all of them. We probably meet like a handful of them. The numbers vary depending on you, but the numbers very much vary with that. Usually, I'm going to say at least we meet at least 3 to 4. Sometimes more. Depends, like I said, depending on where you are, depending on who you are, depending on if they reach out, and this, that, and the fifth. We usually have that many soulmates that we can always connect to, that we can always find that best friend energy without even being considered a best friend. Excuse me while I cough. Shoot. Oh, I'm going to cut that out in the audio, I think. Should I? I'll listen back. But I want to say this as well, especially when it comes to romantic soulmates. We do not, I'm going to say this loud, we do not always end up marrying our soulmates. As much as it like, oh, I want to marry my soulmate though. Yes, everybody does. Everybody wants to marry that person that they're meant to be with in this lifetime. But sometimes we don't end up or marrying our soulmates. Sometimes we end up with them, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. Some things happen, but it happens for a reason. And I believe everything. I believe there's no coincidences. I really don't. Things are meant to happen for a reason. If this number keeps popping up for a reason, and I can tell you there's a lot of angel numbers that have been repeating and that I've been seeing for the last couple days, actually. I don't believe in coincidences. That poster that you looking for a job, and that poster that just like you literally just drove by without noticing before, and you drove past it about 11 times, it's a sign. I believe in signs. I believe in synchronicities. I just believe in what God, what spirit, what the universe is presenting. And so you cannot, if you see the signs, please stop rejecting it. Please stop ignoring it. Please stop just thinking that, oh, it's a coincidence. It's not supposed to be there. Stop. It's supposed to be there. And so believe that. Now back to the soulmate talk. We will have multiple soulmates. You will meet a lot of friends, platonic soulmates that are meant to be around for a long, long time. And that is just because on this earth, you have to connect. And sometimes you even create new soulmates without even knowing it. It depends on how the bonds are. And then next thing you know, you just start connecting deeply and deeply. And the next thing you know, that person has become a soulmate. And they replace an old soulmate that you will actually never meet. So what they do is the souls will resonate more. This is spiritual talk, so I'm glad. I just wanted to do something different, and I think I'm going to do more spiritual talks, but I actually have spiritual specialists on this podcast. I have one in mind. I cannot wait. But especially with the souls start resonating, that's when they become new soulmates. And sometimes you add soulmates to that list as well, doing the exact same thing. So if you feel like a friend of yours is your soulmate, they most likely are, but don't be throwing that word around, okay? This is why I can't stand about people throwing that soulmate word around. Everybody ain't your soulmates. Everybody ain't your twin flames. So stop throwing this word around. Keep it to yourself, okay? Let me just say this. Keep it to yourself. If you're like, these are my soulmates, don't tell nobody. Because let me tell you something about the evil eye. Motherfuckers get so jealous and love to wish bad on you. Protect yourself. Do not let the right hand know what the left is doing. I'm on my Maya Angelou, by the way. I forgot what else I was going to say. Dang it. As soon as I said her name, she said, nope, you will not do that. But back to what I was saying about it. And I'm going to say this right now, you will only meet your soulmate if you put yourself out there. And that's taking it from me as a low-key introvert, but with the panoramic happening, I don't really go out like I do, even though I do go out, but I do go out with my best friend. So just to have a good time, just to get out the house. But there's nothing wrong with being an introvert. Sometimes sometimes the people that you're meant to be with are your soulmates, and some people are just meant to be your friends to fill that void, but not be your soulmates. Okay, so I don't know. That part of the section was very quick, but I did want to get that out that we do have multiple soulmates on this earth. Sometimes we don't meet them all. If you have met them all, you must have been traveling, because sometimes in the positions that we are, we do not meet all of them. And sometimes, like for my famous folks and for the future famous people, okay, hashtag me. For the future famous people whose fame is building up, for the famous people now who are being on TV and people are watching them, they are actually attracting. Their soulmates are actually looking at them, connecting with them, but they just don't know them personally. Sometimes you won't even know, you know? But if you do know, get a hold of them. Talk to them. Connect with them. And sometimes platonic soulmates aren't meant to be in your life forever. Soulmates are here, honestly, for me personally, I believe they are here to teach us. Excuse me. And they're supposed to show us a side of us that we're either neglecting, that we show a little bit of love to, and now it's time to show some more love to, or introduce us to something brand new. And that's just what my spiritual connection, especially when you're trying to find your soul tribe, a group of people that you just relate to and that you can just call family without even being blood. That soul tribe that you connect on a more spiritual level, that you can literally have like spiritual talks and not be judged about it. Where you can like have a lot of similar things, but love it in different ways. And so there's a lot to this spiritual thing, and connecting on a spiritual level and connecting with others spiritually and on a higher level is such a beautiful thing if you open up. With love and joy being the top two frequencies, you just have to accept it. And so I'm already at the 35 minutes mark. So let me just go to this business ad, business shout out. And so, girl, if you want to hook me up with a discount code, let's make some money together. So if you guys want to get that dream body, if you guys want to lose weight, let me give you this business shout out for one of my college friends, Zaya's Herbalife business workout. Let me just play it. Get your life, y'all. I'll be back. This isn't sponsored, but I mean, you could sponsor me, but this is a business shout out. Do you want to get the body that you want? Go to MyHerbaLife, okay, by Zaya Williams. All you gotta do is fill out your name, your last name, put your number, your email address, and it will take you to the website where you can start your wellness goals. And that is such a great thing, because what you're going to do is basically just fill out the information. What's your gender? What's your age? What's your weight, your height, and your targeted weight goals? And they will put you on a scheduled, I want to say diet, but they could be on protein, whatever suits you to get to your ideal weight. And they will give you recommended items, the prices. You can even get in touch with the coordinator to suggest some things, especially what you're trying to prioritize, how many meals you eat a day, and also how many drinks or glasses of water you take. How moderate you exercise, how many days, and even you can even elevate it if you want to. It's such a good thing, because then it gives you the results on how much you need, gives you even recipes of lunch, breakfast, and dinner. Look at those prices. You can't beat them now. And then go to Warren, Ohio. If you happen to be in Warren, Ohio, go to the nutrient store. Yeah, she opened it, giving you shakes, giving you waffles. Look how good them waffles is. Look at that. What, that tea? Look, Stranger Things Mega Tea. Look at them young customers. All ages are welcome, okay? And just look at it. Just go ahead and follow them. Go ahead and follow Zaya Williams, the owner of this beautiful establishment. Ooh, they look good. Parfaits. They also have events like boxing, yoga. So go ahead and get you some, honey, because you'll never want to miss it. So the ghetto happened again. So my camera cut off. So anybody, if y'all know, hold up. Anybody, oh damn, hello, handsome. Anyway, anybody, if you know a good camera or something, can you please put it in the comment section below? As much as using my phone has been handy, and as much as using my phone, the quality is as much as Mercury retrograde is over and it's only in the shadow period, it's still acting up and it's talking about I don't got no storage when I just checked and I have over 15 gigabytes left with the video that I have. So can y'all just give me recommendations to cameras that I can use to record this vlogs? That's all in one, please. I'm tired of doing this. Y'all just about to get a little 8 to 10 minute clip of trying to sum up what I said in the audio version, or what I did revert. I mean, what I did before. So, yeah, I'm just gonna get into the video. The ghetto, child, the ghetto version. And we back, and we back, and we back, and we back. You, and we back, and we back, we back, and we back, and we back, and we're back. So, we left off on that note. I forgot where I was gonna go with this, but I guess we're just going to. I was like, should we talk about my spiritual journey some more? But I don't think we should. I talked about I didn't, quote unquote, didn't talk about my spiritual journey enough, in my opinion. But I think we're going to save that more for another episode. I do want to say, now that I'm thinking about this, I do want to say how Hollywood has really turned a lot of cultures into jokes. For example, a lot of the witchcraft that has been shunned by a lot of religions, especially when it comes to divination, especially when it comes to, for example, like the runes I'm doing, like this is technically witchcraft, quote unquote. But I want to say how Hollywood just has turned a lot of the spiritual practices that has been on us or has been around for years upon years or decades and decades and decades and decades. And it just turned it into darkness. And they turned it into a way that people have scared. A lot of people are scared of a lot of divination because of Hollywood. Because they believe that they're going to be possessed or their spirits are going to come and haunt them, or this, that, and the fifth, and they're going to be burned by the stake and do this, that, and the fifth, and it's just dark. It's just, people really do know how to ruin a helpful thing for a lot of people. A lot of people use this to help people who want help, who are afraid to do it themselves, or they feel like they can't do it themselves for a lot of reasons. Anybody can do this. If you can read a Bible, you can do this. I said what I said. Take it how you want to. I didn't stutter. And so, actually, I want to redo that one. I didn't stutter, okay? I didn't stutter. And so, actually, I'm going to keep this. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I thought I wanted to redo it, but if I have more, I'll redo it. But, I didn't stutter. Not everyone has to be into it. And I'm going to say that again. Not everyone has to be into like runes, tarot cards, oracle cards. Not everyone has to be into like that part of spirituality. But I hate when people look down upon it because it's not what they're doing, or it's not what they're used to, or it's not the way that they thought it was going to be. And so let me just shun myself away because of this, that, and the fifth. Why don't we just let people be people? And I think that's just how society is. Like, they don't let people just be people, and they just and judgment is the way of getting your feelings across without feeling bad for some odd reason. I don't get it. I would never get it. It's just like this world is so evil for no reason. And it passes down to generation. If you're evil and wicked in many ways, judging people, your children would be judgment. Even though 9 times out of 10, your child will see through your BS and see through your generational trauma and see through and like break a lot of generational curses. Which I believe each generation of a family should break a generational curse. Something that has been passed down, a lot of trauma, a lot of things that have been holding the family back. Because you just gotta see the flaw in how your family views things. Will that make you the black sheep of the family? Not exactly. yes, you will feel like you don't belong. I understand that feeling so much. I really don't. Sometimes I don't feel like I belong in my family just because I view a lot of things different. And then like when I bring my views up, I always get like this look. What's that got to do with it? Hello, YouTube. So I realized that my camera was only really recorded the last, I want to say the last 20 minutes of my podcast audio version. I promise you. Actually, yeah, the last 4 minutes. I'm looking at it right now. This happened last week. I'm not gonna let it happen this week more. So I will edit this out and make it, as good as I can. It'll be a tiny bit shorter than the audio version. So if you want to listen to that version and just fast forward to the part where I stopped originally for this, you can go ahead. The link's in my description box. But I'm trying to remember what I said. I'm trying to remember what I said. I want to say that one of the things that I did say was I believe, and this is my belief, I believe that everyone should have a higher being or deities or angels or whatever they call on to. It does not have to be God. It doesn't have to be Buddha. It could be the universe. It could be spirit. Just something to connect you with the outer world. Just that one source that can connect you with everything else. And I think that's very important, especially when you are spiritual. Especially when you are once your spiritual journey. Identifying who you want to connect with. You can connect with multiple. There's a lot of gods. There's a lot of goddesses. There's a lot of deities. There's a lot of legends and mythologies that you can get into, that you can look up, and you can literally create altars. I know that's one thing that I'm going to do, that I need to do once I have my space, or I can really do it now, but I really do want to start getting my altars together. I do want to have multiples. I don't know which ones yet. I'm still discovering that myself, which is an amazing thing. I'm trying to figure out which, gods or Orishas that I want to connect with, that I've been called to connect. There is one Orisha that I have been called to connect with. And I'm not going to disclose that just yet, just because I want to do my research on that Orisha first before I really dive into it. And so, yes, I do have some altars there, especially for my spirit guides. I definitely want to make an altar for them. That's one thing I'm definitely going to do. I don't know how to yet. I do need to ask. I'll probably just ask them when it comes to dreams. And I forgot to say this on the podcast, but everybody's spiritual journeys aren't the same. You might be on the same path as someone else, but I promise you, you probably will not end up the same way as them. Or you may not be quote unquote woke as them. And I just wanted to say that it's perfectly fine. You can start your spiritual journey out with a friend, but then you guys go two separate directions. It's all about what makes you feel good, what makes you feel connected, what makes you feel that you are elevating. Not even just spiritually, but mentally, emotionally, and physically. It's about you and the connections. It's about you feeling your own path. It's about you leaving behind all the opinions. Taking suggestions is a good thing, which way you should go, but I only would take suggestions from people that you trust, from spiritual advisors that you trust, spiritual tubers, tarot tubers that you trust on here. Just make sure that this spiritual journey is yours. It's no one else's. It's your life. It's your journey. And your spiritual journey is connected with everything. It's connected to your love life. It's connected to your career finances. It's connected to your home life, your family life. It's connected to all, because it's energy. And the way that we express ourselves energetically and be on different frequencies energetically, it is such a change. If we're always negative and we're always in this struggling mindset, that's all we're going to attract. And then next thing you know, all the relationships around us, all our connections, all our thoughts just start crumbling down to what the energy is. So I suggest that you guys build up that vibration to that joy and love, which is the two highest vibrations, two higher frequencies of light, is being happy and to feel, to be, loved. And of course, it's not easy. It's not fully easy. And like you always hear somebody, you know, love yourself and you will do this. Love yourself and you will awaken. Love yourself and you will do ABC, which is true. You have to love yourself for this journey to be successful, because you're going to be putting yourself through a lot of things that's going to test your faith, a lot of things that's going to test your beliefs, a lot of things that's going to make you doubt a lot of things that you were told as a child. You're going to be tapping in gifts that you had as a child because why? You weren't thinking of it. You weren't worried about what's going to happen the next day. But once we reach an age that we are just so attached to what people have to say, so attached to the outcome, we start forgetting what we were, or the talents and the gifts that we had when we were little. For example, like being clairaudient. Like I'm clairaudient. Like clairaudiences. I think that's what, like a sound. I'm clairaudiences, and I am, I want to say clairvoyant. I'm definitely those two. A lot of people are clairsentient. There's something else. I forgot which one. But I know that personally for my gifts, I know I'm clairvoyant, and I know that I'm clairaudient. I can hear a lot of things. A lot of things I hear come to me randomly, and I can see things. Mainly through my dreams. I see a lot of things, and it's just, and they start making sense over time, and then I start finding the answers, and I'm like, okay. And so that's really just discovering your gifts. And sometimes we can create new gifts or enhance the gifts more than what we did before. We just gotta work. Faith without work is dead. I'm a firm believer in that, regardless of what you believe. Faith without work is dead. You have to do the work to see the results. And, excuse me. And I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, I just, the spirit. It's just I'm liking these spirit talks because it really expresses myself spiritually. And I'm going to give more information about my spiritual journeys in later episodes. But I should have did this episode as episode 11, but something called me to do it for episode 10. And I felt like that was a good thing for me, because this is my first double-digit episode. And I think that's all I want to go with YouTube's portions. Again, if you want to hear what I said on the podcast, go ahead, and the link's in the description box. Go ahead and listen to that. If you like this, please comment, share, and subscribe. I would love to know what part of your spiritual journey you are at. You do not have to go into detail, because I know the spiritual journeys are very personal and they're very deep. So you can just go at the bare surface, and if we don't understand, we don't understand. And that's fine. As long as you understand where you're at, I'm not upset. And so, yeah, I cannot wait for you guys to see the next episodes. I will see you guys next time. Again, all my socials are in the link in the description box. Even my tarot reading channel. My tarot reading channel is in the link in the description box below. I'm going to be adding more content to that. And yeah, I will see you guys later. I love you guys. And I'm out.